Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Open the Luck by Brino. I don't know if it's just me, but life has been so weird, like so awkward. I don't know how to explain the feeling. Let's just say your girl has been going through it. And I don't know how to handle what's going on right now. And I'm at this stage where I'm just like, what do I do? But eventually I have to get up, I have to go to school. I have responsibilities, and me filming is a responsibility, and I promise you guys that I would come out with a video at least once a week, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm doing what needs to be done. And today I have a very special video for you. It's something that should be told to everybody at a very early age so they can grow up and at least learn what the meaning is, and they can eventually incorporate it into their lives. But besides that, we gotta get ourselves into today's episode because it's another banger. As always, all of my videos are pretty much bangers, but today's another banger, so let's get straight into that. Now let's get ready to open the lock on take off those training wheels. When we were younger and none of us really knew how to ride bikes, so we all had to use training wheels, the little wheels on our real bike to, I guess, learn how to ride one because we were too little to ride a real one. We didn't have balance. None of us had balance when we were kids, so we would buy bikes, or our parents would buy training wheels on our bikes, and then when we were old enough, we would take them off because we were old enough to eventually ride the bike on our own without any help. And so the saying goes for that, but into real life. Instead of us riding a bike with training wheels, it's kind of like us living life but holding ourselves back against something. And a lot of us stay stuck there because we're comfortable in that place. And we are afraid to move. We're afraid to take off our training wheels because we don't know what might end up. Because right now everything is so guaranteed. What you're doing with your life is so guaranteed. Maybe you're at a job and you're staying there because your money's guaranteed. Everything's guaranteed. But let's say you want to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur evidently works for themselves, and they have to sacrifice their whole life for it. And some people, because they're so comfortable in the state that they're in, they don't want to go above and beyond to exceed what they want in life. And I know, you're still very young now, and obviously no one's expecting you to go above and beyond to do what you want to do at the age of maybe 15, 16, 17, 18. But at a certain point, we need to grow up, and we need to realize that we can't keep on restraining ourselves from things, whether that has to do with getting your first job. And those things take time. I got my first job, and it took me forever to get my first job because I didn't want the responsibility. I didn't want to have to get out of school, 8 hours of school, and have to go to a job right after. Even though I wanted the money, I didn't want to work for the money. I just wanted to get handed that money from my mom. So I was so comfortable, I didn't really want to get out of that state to actually work for my money and actually put effort in and have some responsibility, having to, even though I'm waking up early for school, I have to go to work. I have to be there at this time, manage my timing, manage everything, sacrificing my time with my friends and my family. I had to sacrifice that. And, that's the first time I ever took off my training wheels. It's the first time where I actually was like, you know what? I had to do something for myself. And my parents were kind of begging me to get one. They wanted me to get out the house, which, don't get me wrong, should have done that a little bit sooner. But because I didn't want to, because I was so comfortable in the state that I didn't feel like trying to get a job. I was so comfortable, and I wanted to just stay there forever and not have to get a job, not have to worry about paying any bills or anything for a really, really long time. And, I'm a type of person that my parents even tell me now, I act so much older than I am. And I try to, I guess, act like an adult, even though I'm not. But I'm not doing anything to really be an adult. Working, paying bills, whatever. So it's it doesn't make sense for you to act like an adult, but you're not really doing anything. You're not exceeding to those levels of, I guess, being a young adult. And it was a struggle for me because I wanted to grow up so fast and I wanted to be this like big shot person, but I wasn't doing anything for myself. I wasn't getting a job. I wasn't, having, extracurricular activities and no sports. I wasn't interested in any of those things. And so because I wasn't interested, I was very lazy. I was very comfortable. I was in my comfort zone and I didn't want to get out of it. Everything was so guaranteed. I was guaranteed money every week. So I was like, what's the point of me trying to get a job? Why do I need to do things for myself when I'm already going to school? I thought that was the bare minimum. I thought that was just enough. And evidently it's not enough, because each and every person, we all need to do things, and we get so stuck in our mind and we're like, no, but we don't want to do this. Like, I'm not ready. But it's like, you are ready. A lot of us overthink to the point where like we don't end up doing what we want to do because you're thinking about it too much. When you think about something too much, then you're never going to end up doing it because you keep reminiscing it in your head. But the only problem with that is that you're going to see no progression within yourself if you are not trying. If you are not giving almost your all into something, you're going to get nowhere. So it's like, by you putting that bare minimum, by you putting barely any effort into anything, by you not taking off those training wheels, you're not going to get anywhere. Because trust me, time is going by fast and we're all growing up fast. Like, I'm 16 years old. I was just 10 the other day. And it's like, I didn't realize how fast time went by until now. We're in November, almost in November. The year's about to end. New Year's was just the other freaking day. And it's like, time goes by so fast, and we sit here and we're wasting our whole life. We're throwing our whole life away because we're too afraid to give that faith of leap, or that leap of faith. We're too afraid to give that leap of faith. And we're so comfortable that we're just like, we're going to stay here because we're guaranteed everything. But I promise you, life will come and bite you up the butt, because you're going to come to a point in your life where you're like, I'm this old and I haven't done crap with my life. You're still stuck in the same place that you were a year ago, or even 2 years ago, or even people 3 years ago. And it's like, you're stuck in that routine. You're so comfortable. You're so used to that you don't see anything past that. You don't see yourself trying. You don't see yourself going above and beyond because you're comfortable. You don't want to risk your life. You don't want to risk the things that you have for something else, because you know that what you have behind you, you're always going to have that. And so you're like, what's the point of even trying? Like, for what? Like, I'm still young, whatever, I have this, I have that. I don't have to worry about all that stuff. But let me tell you, me personally, I don't have to worry about a lot of things. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to get food, clothes, whatever it is. And a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of teenagers and their family struggles with that. And that's okay, but you don't want to end up there. The way that you see your parents are, the way you see your family are, you don't want to end up there. So why don't you try young? And why do you try succeeding young? So you don't have to be at that place at their age. You don't want to be 30 and you're struggling. You don't want to be 40 and you're still struggling. It's like, you don't want that for yourself, and you need to do something for yourself. And some people don't want to get out of their shell. They're so comfortable. And I get that. I understand the place that you're, in the position that you're in right now. But there's a time where you need to get out of your shell. You need to get out of your comfort zone, because those training wheels, they need to be gone. You cannot have them forever. You cannot be a kid forever. The next day, in a couple years from now, I'm going to be 20 years old. That's good. It's going to be in a blink of an eye. In a snap of a freaking finger, I'm going to be 20 and I'm going to be like, wow, I wasted my whole life. I wasted my whole life on nothing. And a lot of teenagers are still like that till these days. They're partying, they're smoking, they're drinking, they're doing a whole bunch of crap. And that's okay. That's okay to do all of that. I'm not saying it's not. But at least do something that's for you. Either you have a job, or, you have a YouTube channel, or you are creating your own business even at the age of 16. You have sports. You're in a team at school. These little things. Maybe you like doing art. It could be something so small, but at least you're doing things on your own. And by that, each day you do more and more and more. Each year, whatever, you do more. You do more to progress. But if you don't start young, you're not going to start till you're very old. And my mom really forced it upon myself, because at a point in my life I was very lazy. I didn't do anything, and I can still say that now. I'm starting to get back into that, and I'm really trying not to get back there, because I don't want to end up there. But at a time in my life, I was really stuck. I was very lazy. I was very depressed, and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to take off those training wheels, because I was like, you know what, I'm young. I'm 14, I'm 15 years old. Like, I don't have to try now because I'm young. I'm good. I'm a kid. I can rely on my parents. But it's like, you really don't want to rely on your parents. You really don't. Like, I'm telling you, once you do things for yourself, and even when you get a job, like, you're going to be so excited, because you're like, you know, I don't have to rely on my parents for anything. And you feel so exhilarated. You feel so happy because, you know, you're getting fulfilled by something that you're doing on your own. And you're doing things for yourself. And that's all important, is doing things for yourself, and really just taking off those training wheels because you want to, not because you're forced to. Because evidently, like, a lot of kids now are forced to because of our parents, and they're really forcing us to do things, which is good. It's always good to have parents that are wanting you to get better, wanting you to do better things, and wanting you to, you know, just do things for yourself and get out of that shell. And start young, because they don't want to see you old and struggling. They don't want to see you in your 20s or in your 30s struggling. So they want you to start young. And it's like, you know, we might hate our parents for that. We might dislike them for that. But it's like, at the end of the day, they're giving us advice. They're telling us to do things for our own sake, not for them, for us. And so sometimes we really have to sit back and listen to them and be like, you know what? They're right. And, you know, you should take their advice. And, you know, take my advice. Like, I'm telling you, you need to take off those training wheels, because if you don't do it now, it's like you're going to grow up thinking that you can just be a kid forever. And it's like, you cannot. You just got to take them off for yourself, not for nobody else. Because evidently this video is for you, and this video is for you to learn that you cannot keep living your life by thinking just because you're comfortable, you're okay. Because you're not. In a blink of an eye, literally, you're going to wake up and you're in your 20s. You're going to be like, oh my God, like, these bills are piling up. Well, you didn't prepare yourself. You didn't prepare yourself for the future, because the future is going to be freaking crazy. Let me just tell you that. It's going to be freaking crazy. If you don't start now, if you don't at least try and have baby steps now, and understand that you can't live life comfortably, can't keep living life with your little training wheels, it's going to get hard for you. And that's why I'm saying, at least try to learn about it now. At least try to get those baby steps in, so you can understand and be like, you know what, I actually really need to start doing this. And I think that is all. We have pretty much closed the lock on taking off those training wheels, because it has to be done. I said what I said, and that's it. That's all. Listen to it, repeat it, baby steps. Just baby steps. Just try. Alright, everybody, this is the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on those post notifications like you guys always should be doing. And stay tuned for next week's video, because it's also going to be a banger. Just like I say in each video, it's important and it's a banger, as always. And as I always say in each and every video, don't forget to listen, to heal, and to overcome. I love you.